Okay, my tooth, and I can't look him in his eyes anymore. This might be him. No, I just wore these yesterday. It's like, my point. Welcome back to another video. My name is Anaise Tranee. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not new here, thank you so much for returning. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can know every time I post a new video. And let's just get straight into it, okay? So y'all, this is way long ago. This is in high school. I think I was a 10th grader, maybe 11th grader. Yeah, I think I was a 10th grader because I was like 15, right? So long ago. I remember we used to ride the bus a lot, of course, because we didn't have cars. So I met this guy on the bus. I remember him being really tall, like 6'2", 6'3", very slim. Like back then you used to wear clothes that like swallowed your whole body up. Like literally, like the clothes was like 7 times too big. So during that era, I remember him being like almost like a pole with some clothes hanging from it. Like he was very thin, very tall, especially in comparison to me. I'm 4'11", and he was like caramel. My mom, he was like caramel, whatever, and he was okay looking. I don't remember being like excited about him, like, oh, you know, I remember he had like a little pointy little nose, and you know, he did. It's crazy because I remember him having like a nice smile, right?
It's funny.
It's so funny. I remember him having like a nice smile, and I remember him just being all right, but he was very charming. I remember him being hecka funny, right? So I gave him my number because he was like talking to me on the bus ride and stuff or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, you know, I'm a sucker for, back then I was a sucker for dudes who made me laugh and dudes who rapped, because I rapped. So I was like, oh my God, we're connected on this higher level and yada. Like, we're gonna be this rapping superstar couple and all of our dreams are gonna come true. Delusional.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I remember him just, like I said, being okay and just being real tall, whatever. But we get to talk and we're talking for weeks and weeks and we talking for 5 and 6 and 7 hours on the phone. Like, it was to the point where like me and him would be talking on the phone, right? We both on our cell phone. His phone would die. He would go get his mama phone. He'd be like, oh yeah, say this number 2. This is my mama phone. You know, I had to call you from her phone while my phone charged back up. Oh yeah, say this number. This is my brother's phone. I had to call you from his phone. This is my sister's phone. I had to call you. This is my uncle's phone. I had to call you. Like, I had like my contact list under his name. It was at least like 5 or 6 numbers long. Let me see. Did I name him? You know how like in your girls group text messages, you have nicknames for dudes? So some of those names are in these story times. We gonna call him Flex. Would give me all of these different numbers to everybody's different cell phones because, you know, he wanted to talk. And I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I wanted to talk all the time too. Like, we would be falling asleep on the phone. We talking on the weekends. We're talking about meeting up, but for those weeks that we're talking, like it's like 3-4 weeks that we're just talking on the phone constantly, we did not meet up. He wanted to meet up, but I don't know what was going on, where I was going, what I was doing, but we just didn't, right? So then finally we did. I was like, okay, I want to meet up with you. Like, you know, now I like this guy. Now he's like calling himself my boyfriend. And I was not the kind of person back then who was very clear about things. Like, if I didn't want to be somebody's boyfriend.
What type of shit you on, man?
I mean, this is somebody's boyfriend. If I didn't want to be somebody's girlfriend, I wouldn't just necessarily be like, oh, well, you know, we can't do that right now. I'm not ready or whatever. I was not good at being clear. I was not good at breaking the news to people lightly. I just said whatever I said, and I would be like, oh, well, I don't want to be mean, but it's meaner to let me think that I'm your boyfriend and I'm not your boyfriend. But,
well, you were thinking it. Yeah, well, you said it.
That's neither here nor there, right? So, but anyway, and he was hecka cool, and I just like, we would be having these conversations, but I was just like, I don't not want this to be my boyfriend. And not only did I have like his mom and his siblings' numbers, I talked to them on the phone too. Like, they was hecka cool. Like, we was all like, you know what I'm saying? His mom would be like, girl, you need to get over to the house so I can cook for you and all this kind of stuff, because she would always be cooking. I was telling her how my mama don't cook. Like, it was just all, it was crazy. Like, I really felt tied in with this family. Like, I was like, man, when I meet them, it's gonna be like, it's gonna go off without a hitch. Like, we gonna be tight. Like, you know, and I was excited. I was very excited, right? So, okay, you know, now it's like a month or 2 that goes by, right? And I'm like, okay, let me stop playing with this dude. Let me actually meet up with him, right? Fast forward like 2-3 months now, like we're not just talking on the phone. Now we're meeting up, right? Remember I told you I was avoiding it at first, but now I'm like, okay, we can meet up. We can see each other. Like, oh yeah, it's cute or whatever. He's dating me. He's bringing he would bring like a flower or flowers that he picked from like somebody's garden, and he would bring it to me. Aww. And we was both blowing trees, so we would do that. He would bring some for me. He would bring like my favorite Arizona or Calypso and stuff like that from the store. And of course he didn't have no car. He was like getting on the bus and stuff, and we'd be talking, and oh, I'm at this bus stop. Oh, it just pulled over to this bus stop. Oh yeah, I had to transfer to this bus. Oh yeah, this man on the bus. Like it was just, you know, like I said, it was constant, it was cute, and you know, we were only 15, and I know some 15-year-olds are, but we weren't doing anything. We was just kissing, and you know, we caress each other and stuff like that, but we wasn't doing nothing. It was very cute, it was very innocent, and I really, really, really liked him. I cannot stress this enough. I liked this man. I really liked this man. Like his conversation was bomb. Like the time would fly. Next thing I know, it's dark. Like he, you know, walked me home if we went somewhere. You know, made sure I got in. Wait till I got inside and text him to walk off. I used to tell him like, hey, that's kind of weird. My mama don't want you standing outside. Go get on down the street. I'm inside. But he would wait until I text him and say, okay, I'm in the house good. Like, you just see me go in the house. I'm good. But anyway, now he's coming over all the time. Okay, so one day, yeah, we sitting on my porch because we finna go somewhere. So he had, like, whenever we would go somewhere, he would come to my house and, like, pick me up. Because, again, he don't have a car, but he would come pick me up, like, on the bus. So he get off the bus. He walk down a couple blocks to my house. He wait for me if I'm not ready. And then we walk back, get on the bus, and go wherever we going. And then afterwards, he would walk me back. We get off the bus, drop me off, and then he would get on the bus and he would go home. So he came to get me. We was going somewhere, right? And we would always like go to places like Hometown Buffet, go walk around the mall, go get some little fake earrings from Claire's, like, you know, go get a little hot dog on a stick or pretzel or some, you know, some sort of little pastry that they had in the mall or whatever. Like that was our MO. We would do that all the time. We would just be talking the whole way there, whole way back. So we always talking, right? So we were always together and stuff. And like I said, I really liked him, but he was a little bit dusty. Okay. And you know, his mom had a lot of kids. She didn't have a lot of money to buy them like the freshest stuff, and he was a boy, 15-year-old boy at that. I don't think she was washing like all of their clothes, maybe just the younger ones. So maybe he was responsible for washing his clothes and stuff, because I don't think he was like washing them regularly. Like, you know, so I came from a time where like dudes will wear their pants twice and they would think it was clean, and we'd be like, I think you need to wash them, I'm pretty sure. But like, nah, I just wore these yesterday. It's like, my point, boy, if you don't. But you know, so he would definitely be wearing them twice. And you know, because you would like see his thing from the other day or something. It would be something, I don't know what, but it'd be like, okay, the drawers and the basketball shorts is clean, so you know, it's no real harm, no foul, it's barely touching you, but it's still nasty. Right, so he would be doing that, and then he wouldn't have like the newest shoes. His shoes would be kind of, you know, they wouldn't be like ran down, like holes in them, and you know, pieces missing or nothing like that. But like, they wasn't like fresh and clean, and he wasn't like switching them out all the time. Like he would like wipe them down, but like me, and I didn't want to be like this, but my grandmother, she is very much so into fashion, so she made me go to the mall with her at least 2 to 3 times a month. And like, even in high school, like she would come get me and she'd be like, girl, we finna go to the mall, like I don't like what you wearing and you ain't finna be walking around like that. And she would just go and buy me stuff, and I wouldn't even want it. One thing I did want to keep up with like my tennis shoes and stuff, so I did want her to take me to the mall to buy that. I can't lie. So I would keep up like with the Jordans and stuff. I remember like my mom, one Saturday, they opened up the line at like 6 a.m. You could stand in line to get the Jordans. My mama was out there 6 a.m. in line while I was asleep at home in the bed. I'm like, girl, she's a great woman, because I'm not doing it for mine. So I would keep up with my shoes and stuff, so I did want to go. But you know, you a teenager, you want to start like going with your friends. Like, give me the money, I want to go with my friends. My granny wasn't having that. You're not getting it if she ain't there to slide her card in to see what you're getting, because you're only going to get what she approve of. And she did like Jordan, so some styles she'd be like, I don't like them, but she'll let you get Jordans because she knew it was like a good shoe, it was quality, and she knew everybody was wearing it. Everybody wanted to fit in with their age group and all that, so she didn't have no problem with them. So she used to always take me. So here I am switching my shoes up all the time. Almost every time you see me, I got on something different, because I'm keeping up with it. And he wasn't necessarily able to or whatever. But like I said, I really liked him, so I didn't mind any of that. I was just like, whatever, that's him. Like, and people would like, be looking and stuff crazy. But I would just, this was my little boo, and I was proud, and he make me happy, so that is what it is. Like, it wasn't nothing, not too much on him, not too much, right? And he was always very supportive of like me rapping. Y'all know I've been rapping since I was 8, so he was always supportive. Like, whenever I had something new, he'd be like, oh, let me hear it. He'd be like, oh my god, that's so fire, like, do it again. Like, he was always down to receive me when I needed support and stuff like that. Like, he didn't never not want to listen to me rap. He never didn't want to hear about my ideas for music or where I wanted to go with it and all that. Like, he was always down, very, very supportive. So one day he come there to the house and he is like picking me up, because we going somewhere, right? So we like, all right, before we go, we gonna just sit here on the porch. Nobody was at my house at this time, so I'm like, we just gonna sit up on the porch. Actually, no, I ain't gonna tell y'all that. But anyway, so yeah, so we just sitting up on the porch, right? And then so we was blowing, some tree, right? And we just talking and stuff like that before we get to going where we going, right? And then, maybe I bust out a rap or whatever. And oh yeah, I remember he used to kind of rap too. Like, he wasn't like serious about it, but like I remember like we would be having these little freestyle sessions, and that made me like him even more.
Hell to the no, no. Hell no. To the no.
You know what I'm saying? He charming, he nice, he funny, he trying to rap. Like, I used to be like, oh my god, like this, this might be him, right? So like, it was crazy because like, we sitting there, and I don't know how I got on the subject, y'all. I'm just talking, telling stories like I've been telling now. And I told him about my tooth, and I'll tell y'all the details one day of how I chipped my tooth, right? So I was telling him about how I chipped my tooth, and it's this one. I was telling him about how I chipped my tooth, right? So I was like, yeah, yada yada, this where I was, and this what I was doing, and this what happened, this how I felt, right? And then so we just sitting there, and he's just listening to me tell about this tooth or whatever, right? And he like, yeah. And then so I get done, I'm like, yeah, man, my dad, he was wrong, and because I was with my dad when it happened, and he like, man, that's crazy. He like, I got a fake tooth too, see? And he takes out his tooth.
Oh hell no!
He took his tooth out his mouth, like casually, like why is it removable? Why? Y'all, and I was so like, okay, my tooth, my tooth is fake, okay, but you can't pull it out. It ain't going nowhere. What if I just did that, nigga? It's not going nowhere, okay? It in there. It's not going nowhere. You can't take it out.
Who the fuck are you, bitch?
He has a removable parcel. Y'all, when I tell you, I was like, and I think my body went into shock because I wanted to bond with him on that level. Like, I love I've been through that too kind of moment. I wanted to bond with him, but I couldn't believe that he was holding it in his hand. And I'm like, what is it with me and teeth? Somebody put their tooth in my hand, now he's holding his tooth in his hand. Listen, if you ain't watched the AZ Storytime where my partner lost her tooth, I'm a penny here, so y'all can go watch it. It's my best performing video as of today, but go watch it. But so anyway, so y'all, he's holding his tooth, and I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I just stopped, I was like,
Let me go.
yes, your tooth is indeed fake. And now I'm staring at the hole in his mouth. We talking, and I can't look him in his eyes anymore. Cause now I'm just looking at the tooth. He's still holding it. He didn't just put it right back. He held it for a minute and was like, yeah, and started telling me how he lost it. But he didn't put it right back in. And at that moment, I was too young to be considerate. I had already been considerate of so many things. I was too young. I could not, at that moment, I was instantly turned off. I was like, oh my God, I don't think this is him. I don't think this is my man, y'all. My man, fake tooth or not, it's not about to just pull it out, hold it, and keep talking. So he's holding a tooth in his mouth, y'all. He holding the tooth. I'm in shock. Okay, but I finish out this conversation. He puts it back. Thank God. And then we continue on and we go wherever it is that we went. I do not remember. This was very long ago. Okay, I've been out of high school for a minute. Right? I don't remember. But we went and that was all I could think about the whole time.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I don't think I ever thought about him again without thinking about his tooth. It had changed everything for me, right? So I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work. How, and you know how you're in a situation where because you just like someone or you love someone, nothing they do can get on your nerves. Like, it don't matter all the little stupid stuff they do. Like, don't none of it get on your nerves. It's just the cutest little, oh my God, so cute. Now everything he do get on my nerves because now I know about this tooth and the boldness of you to just stand with it out in your hand and to talk to me and to tell me about it is just, it was too much for me to handle as a child. It was too much for me to handle. So what did I do? I started like weaning myself off of him. I wasn't as available to talk on the phone and I'm busy and I told him, man, I just started playing basketball. I've been playing basketball. Okay, what did I do in junior high? But this was after I already did football. I don't think I had no extracurricular activities, but I told him I did. I was like, I got this practice, I got that practice, I came. And he was the type of person, and we had the type of relationship where he would come up to the practice, and I was just like, I don't know how I swung that, but so anyway, so now like it gets to the point where like now I'm not answering the phone for him regularly. Cause at first, like for maybe the first like 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, I would still talk to him, but just not as long and not as often. But I would still talk to him because I just felt so bad and we were so connected, right? And I was just like, oh my God. But I'm talking about every thought. It was just about the tooth. Every thought, right? So then I stopped talking to him altogether. I stopped answering the phone. I was like, I can't, right? Remember I told you I had all them numbers for like all his family members? His mama would call me. His brother would call me. His sister would call me. They wasn't just calling. It wasn't just him calling from their numbers because they also left me messages, okay? They left me voicemails. I wish I still had them. They left me voicemails like, hey, my brother just trying to get in touch with you or whatever. And his mom was like, hey, why you ain't been answering the phone? You ain't coming to the barbecue or whatever. Like, they was really on my answer machine. I was like, oh, they're all psychopaths. I'm not calling nobody else. I'm not calling no girl for my son and saying, hey, sweetheart, you ain't been answering the phone for my son. Like, I mean, I'm going to just sit my son down, tell my son, hey, son, this what happened.
It ain't about talent, man. It ain't about the music. Can you produce money? Can you do something for us, right?
So I'm getting calls from everybody, right? Everybody. I'm having dreams about this boy, too. It's a lot. So then he started coming by my house, right? So I don't know how many times he came, but he came one time when my mama was there. I'm at my cousin's house, right? So then my mama started calling me. And, so I answer the phone and I'm like, hey, mom, what's going on? And she like, girl, I don't know what you got going on, girl. You better tell that boy don't be coming to this house no more. And I'm like, what you mean? She like, whoever you had coming to this house, girl, that now I done found a note on the door. And I'm like, well, what it say? She like, you can read it when you get here. Y'all, when I get the note, I don't remember the whole note, but I remember some of it. It was like, hey, Anaise, I miss you. I ain't talked to you in a while. I don't know what's been going on with you. I hope everything is okay. Here's my number. Here's my mama number. Here's my brother number. Here's my sister number. You can call me. Oh, yeah, here's my uncle number. And, I've been trying to call you. And then so if any of those numbers call you, that's me. I'm trying to call you. Answer the phone. Because I ain't talked to you in a while, right? And I'm just trying to make sure everything's okay. And, this not like you. Because, again, this is not like me. This not how we've been rocking for the last 3-4 months. Going on bus dates and stuff. We've been rocking, right? So I'm just like, oh, my God. I'm thinking like, okay, well, I'm obviously not going to call any of these numbers. I'm not going to reply. I'm just going to let it be whatever it is going to be. And hopefully he won't contact me again. Because now this is like 2 weeks or a month after I haven't like talked to him anymore, like at all, right? So I don't even know how long it has really been, but it's been some time, that he ain't talked to me. Then I swear it had to be like another 2 months go by, and And again, we not always home. We busy people, or at least my mama was, and I was acting like I was. I don't know how many times he came by the house, but then there was another note left, right? And this time it's like a 4-page letter, y'all. It is long as heck. And it's just detailing like a lot of the stuff we talked about, and I thought we was gonna do this, and I thought we was gonna do that, and what about our plans for this, and what about our plans for that, and then my mama said she was gonna cook you this, and my sister said she was gonna braid your hair, and my brother thought he was gonna teach you how to bowl, and it was just all this long and drawn out, and Anaise, I love you, and can you please, and then and don't do me like this, and yada yada yada, and where did we go wrong, and what happened, and yada yada, and then all I could think as I read it was, your tooth. Your tooth. Your tooth is gone. Your tooth is gone. Y'all about to cry. Your tooth is gone, okay? And you knew your tooth was gone. And instead of you saying something and then you like showing me at a different time, you a good man. He was a good, y'all, I'm crying. Because I don't know. It was so funny, but it was so wrong of me. Never do nobody like that, okay? If somebody feel comfortable enough with you to pull their tooth out and to show you while they tell you about their tooth, marry them, okay? Marry them. He was worthy, okay? And oh Lord, I'm gonna tell you, boy, I don't know how. I don't know what. I hope he's doing well today. That's all I got to say. Because, baby, I tell you, I couldn't get past it. And I feel so bad. I felt so bad. But when I tell you that's all I could think about. And it's just, like, that was just it. And he didn't come by no more. Well, if he did come by after that, he did not leave any more letters or anything like that. I did get a couple more phone calls and a couple more text messages and stuff. But I just, you know, and like I said, I feel so bad. Don't do nobody like that. It was horrible of me. It was very horrible. But, boy, I tell you, I couldn't get past it. I just couldn't get past it. I couldn't get past it. And I just, damn. Yeah, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the new music at the end of the video. You already know what I wish. I wish you love, peace, and a lifetime. And listening to Anaise. I'm out.
Stop hate, let's congratulate. We gotta come together before we separate. Gotta dream big like a heavyweight. All this negativity we can't perpetuate. Stop hate, let's congratulate. We gotta come together before we separate. Gotta dream big like a heavyweight. All this negativity we can't perpetuate. Speak with your heart, I'm trying to feel something. I won't just entertain, I'm trying to heal something. Put a smile on your